One of the issues that, before there are any redactions, I want to make sure that it's clear on the record that we're objecting to any redactions. We would want a full copy, unredacted, on the records. That way that it could be reviewed in the future.
Well, that's fine. You can make that. Whatever redactions I ordered, then obviously you make your unredacted DVD court exhibit.
And Judge, I guess we can take this as it comes, but one of the things that the court has already indicated is that you want the taxi cab driver, basically all of that taken out.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Well, but I want the court and the record to be clear that the big problem has been that the defense really did not have access to the neighborhood that Mr. Ritchie was raised in because of the violence and the high crime. In fact, one of the attempts we were told not to be allowed in there. The taxi cab driver does give insight as to what the situation is there. So even though he is not a direct witness regarding Mr. Ritchie, he does provide insight. So I just want to make clear on the record that we do think his testimony should be allowed, or his statement should be allowed, and it's relevant to the...
I understand. We'll argue about it when we get to it, but I think there's other friends and family members that provide insight into the neighborhood. So I don't think the driver is the only one that does that, but I'll take notes as we go along. All right?
Judge, did you make a copy of the one that I provided you yesterday?
Yes, I did. It is. Do you want a copy as well? What the state did? Their kind of synopsis?
I think I have. Is that the same one you gave me, Scott?
Yeah, I gave.
Okay, I have it.
But I do need a copy, Judge.
I have it.
Your Honor, I spoke with Dr. Lazaro. She's going to be on standby to conduct an evaluation of the defendant.
Okay.
Pursuant to the statute, because the defense is seeking no mitigation, the statutory no litigators. Every time we file a death notice, she's entitled to have access to the defendant post-conviction.
We understand that, Your Honor, and I have suggested to Mr. Harmon that we could conduct either person or telephonic depositions of the experts while the jury is deliberating tomorrow.
I have no problem doing that, Your Honor.
Right.
She's going to have to evaluate him probably to come to her full opinion, I would think. So
Okay.
I'll tell you whatever she's thinking now.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there.
Okay.
Assuming we do.
Your Honor, as far as the video, if the court doesn't mind, I'm going to excuse myself.
That's fine.
Ms. Johnson handle so I can do work on the
Sure.
project.
Ready? Yep.
Judge, may I sit over here?
Of course.
Honestly, he's a wonderful person, very jovial, very nice.
Just so it's clear, the background music's gone. Okay?
One time, I was working on Granville, this beautiful night shoes, and I went in and I said, I want a rare fight, and just give it to me, just like that, based on the relationship that me and Granville have together. He was a role model, fun enough, because one of the things that we used to analyze me, and he used to do the same as well. We were that two person trying to walk that, that perfect walk, just the next one can follow.
When you come to Jamaica, you always come and visit me, Auntie Andre. If you look up $1,000 or $500, I'm always have it to me.
During competition, you don't need, when you work, you don't need this money to buy toys and things for the kids. Like back to school, you don't need back to school.
Like books, pencil, shine, all those things to go back to school and those things. Some people try to rise on further in the game and assist them.
The old people, they would, Christmas time, they cook, give them packages and all those things.
At that young age, about 5 to 6 years old, I was when I meet Granville.
Basically, I grew up with China. I mean, my father teacher of the play music. And he was like the first selector, and then after him, I really didn't teach. I really teach me play and understand knowledge and read forward and himself. So, as I said, there's a selector called the Sean Cherokee. Yeah. He represents the whole Kingston Cherokee. And we don't know China, they would know me. He basically teach me and tell me, say, yo, you need to manage music away and do this away. Why do you never you tell me something yet? Ever tell me what you do to improve yourself all your life? So that's how I do this motivator. So that.
Support and he's also a giver as well, because if he's coming in from work and you see the kids are everybody. For me personally, I remember at one time Stephanie assisted me at one time, because I remember he's much older than I. He was working, I wasn't working. So I look up to him as a role model. I mean, just want to, be industrial like that person and that work ethic that I see him put out. Because he's not a lazy person.
I know that he'll give her a career. I know that he's a very kind person. I think one time, when he was playing, he can afford football boots for a young man. And I think I learned to keep it so that I always have those type of shows that we can hear. So now more than one football show.
Yeah, at one point he gave me cash. I remember it's $1,000 Jamaican, which I appreciate it, I do. Because back here, it is like pretty rough here. So, when somebody assisted you and give you something, it's like, it is so much of a great attendance. I mean, you feel appreciated because, it takes someone with guts and real art to go out there and make a difference. And trust me, I appreciate what you give to me.
Which I come bring one shirt or one, you can't bring a big load of things for everybody, but maybe a shirt or, a little shorts, from a bit of socks. The simple thing like that.
Come on, interview out there and things, so, always walking around, we always like that, we always share that, you know what I mean? So I then went out there on my day off, and I did the interview and I got to the same time. So I just sent a resignation after, and then start work out there. So, and he go on to tell other persons about it and stuff like that. So he was that person, I always want to see that person lifting themselves up. If we're at a level at 70%, we always try to motivate them like 100 or 120. So it's that type of person who always destined for greatness and pushing other person for greater things.
Yeah, my stepmother, I love you. You tell me face to face. We are telling you love him too. I love you now. Yeah. Because it's nice.
His family, they were very strict with him growing up and going to school.
His father was a person who loved women, different baby mothers, and all of that.
Alright, I met Trevor through the political arena. He was politically active, and so was I, for the same party, the same constituency, and the same member of parliament. We worked for us. We were part of that political team from a particular constituency. I met him like 24 years ago. I've known him that long.
And just so I know, when she's talking about Trevor, she means the defendant's father.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had that clear. So, okay, thank you. Keep going.
And there is also a Trevor Jr., a brother.
I know. I saw him. There's a lot of Trevors.
I've known Gloria for like about 18 years. I met him first. You have always had eyes for me, but I've always heard about him and baby mothers. So I actually showed no interest. The relationship actually starts about 9 years after I know him.
Yes, he have 2 baby mothers away from Gloria.
He's wild. That's a normal term that we use to describe women in Jamaica when they have more than one woman. They're wild, He's wild. He had a lot of kids. Because at one point I heard it was 12 and counting.
And the 2 baby mothers, one have 5 kids. and one of 4 kids for him. Before he passed, a woman, she came here and said that she had a daughter for him, and the daughter wants to know him, and he give her the information and give him a picture and give her a WhatsApp number for him and the child to communicate, but time got short and he passed away.
She told me a couple of times when he got physical, very physical, you know, hit her. I think Jennifer and Gloria got the most of it because he was actually living with them.
You know, Granville always have a problem about that. I'm always looking, my mother, Granville always, I tell them to do. So I'm always have a little ups and downs with that.
Gloria has to work because he make sure that she go and work. And she'll have to go work. But she was always a working person. She was always tried to be an independent woman. And as soon as she left the house for work, and bring in Jennifer at the same home. And I understand that there was a incident where Laura came home and saw him at the house with Jennifer. Argument started between the two ladies.
Mother come from work, and she was a hard-working person. And she always was up for work for her children. And she come home and she catch woman and 5-star. Sometimes she end up with a black and blue eye. If she can't go to work, she has to wear shades to cover her eyes.
Just so I know.
Sometimes she cries, sometimes. I don't know if sometimes she smile because with the eye like that.
And are we talking now about the defendant's mother? Okay, all right, just want to make sure I have the sheet correct. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Most years, because sometimes I hear her cry, sometimes I hear her, and she close and no, she couldn't. But she love our children and she always said you're really seeing. And sometimes, you know, when you have other women, you have other children, so you have to sleep here, so you don't come in tonight, you don't come in tomorrow, you come in the next day, and they share themselves.
Yes, and it was a norm for him. He saw nothing wrong with it. It made him this macho guy that other men would want to do like him.
I don't know about Gloria, but one time I know that he heard that she was talking to a guy and he hit her in her face.
Because in out of the road, cursing with some different other people, the person, like him and a man are cussed. The man girlfriend get involved. My mother never get involved. So when he done cuss and come in here, they just start beat her in her head. And start beat her. Granville Ritchie trying to save her in Lake Granville town. Her mother was cut the leg. Things that with stitches. She ended up in hospital. And I think that about 3 to 4 days she's sleeping in Granville house.
Whether it be a box or comb or a drape, whatever. They actually feared him. The kids feared him.
The second time I see him wake her in the slam door and his face lock her up in her house, told him lock up in her house, come down and what's going on in the house. Yeah, I hear what's going on, but when I saw my mother, my mother eye swell. Every time I meet her, my mother eye always swell, black and blue. We witnessing beat Jennifer. Jennifer coming from America there.
that can always beat her for coming from her clear session of warfare. Yeah, the woman always wear, but in just one woman and coming in for a special time, like she done work 5 months or reach her test at 6.
Jennifer's one of the stepmoms.
I see. So she's not interviewed, or is she now? No. But Jennifer's another woman in the father's life.
Yes, we had several.
Several.
So the one woman who's on there, Sandy, who's speaking the political.
Arlene S. Richards.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. She's one.
Is she one? And then the other current or girlfriend?
There's a Jennifer.
There's a Jennifer who's not interviewed, and then a Camille. Is that another?
No, that's a neighbor.
That's
So
a neighbor.
she's the neighbor that grew up. Rush. Pronounce her name? Rush.
Okay.
Juanita
Okay.
is living with them. Or
Was living with her.
Was.
And when was he murdered?
About a year or two ago.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm just trying to understand who the different players are, so I can understand the context of what I'm hearing. So, okay. Thanks.
Yes, so when we try 8 or 9, then we'll look for someone.
He felt superior to the other woman, but he felt inferior in my presence. And that was just very uncomfortable for him. I was able to teach him stuff. He really didn't like that either. He didn't like to be corrected. It started with some phone calls. I'll be in his presence, and he will get a particular call about one of the kids, and the tone, the things that he says on the phone, we behave to the person on the phone. I was like, huh? The way he speaks to his kids. You know, with expletives.
Because by the way, I said, that fix it. You know, the right case, and just look entirely and just cuss for that.
Yeah. And you could hear them getting when you start. Let me tell you more. It's a powerful, loud. You hear bang, and you hear people are crying, ball out, and sometimes them just open the gate and run out. But them can't take it no more, and them get ready to just run.
All of them feel the wrath of his hands. They all do. He was very abusive, and I mean, he could be very heartless. Heartless in the sense that he will just hit the child, and even if he see a little blood running, you know, you'd say, this looks serious. It never deterred him. If you mean to give it too much try, you're going to get it.
He beat them. He beat them and he beat them body. He beat them. He beat them and really beat them. And he went verbally, physically. He beat them.
And I use my tip when I retire to talk, and start doing this to talk. This car for
Yes, I have witnessed 2 occasions. And actually that it was a good thing that I would say, because at one point I told him that I would call the police and make him know I was actually called to the scene. And it's when I got there now, the child was bleeding, and he was landing the last 2 blow, and he saw me and said, you need to stop. And if you don't stop, I will call the police. Some went to the upper body. I don't remember if it's the head or the ears, but it's some parts of the face. So it was actually beating the child because they think the child was stupid.
coming from school late, my shirt out of pants, and coming from school, my lace pulled, me get beaten for them stuff that, yes, I'm coming dirty or, is it? Coming and don't get homework to do, we get beaten. We have to make insurance that we get homework every single day. As teacher don't give the class homework, make sure that I get homework.
if he said something and they didn't hear and they asked him twice, they're not listening, they will punish for that. If they go to the shop and buy the wrong thing, they will punish for that. If you say you have homework and they said no, if you think they should, trust me, I don't know. I think he, at one point I was saying to him, he's bipolar.
Okay,
I was
stop right
here
there.
talking to him and he sounds alright. We have a good conversation. And then the next minute he's in a rage.
So, is she talking about the father here? She's talking about the father. Okay, and so I couldn't tell exactly who she was referring to, but she makes a reference to the father being, she thinks he's bipolar. I don't know that there's any basis to support that other than her opinion. So I think she says, let me take a look here.
Trust me, I don't know at one point I was saying he's bipolar.
Okay. So take out of that section, this is what the transcript says, okay? If they didn't hear him and asked him twice, they didn't listen and they would get punished for that. If they go to the shop and buy the wrong thing, they would get punished. If they said they didn't have homework, then take out the next line. Trust me, I don't know at one point I was saying he's bipolar. Take that portion out, then resume. I would be here talking to him and he sound all right and we have a good conversation, and then the next minute in a rage. It's like it's not the same person. And then stop it there and then take out the next sentence. So I used to say to him, are you bipolar? Of course he doesn't know what I meant by that. Okay?
So that's starting at, trust me, I don't know, at one point I was saying he's bipolar, that's at 15:15.
Just that one sentence.
No.
That's that one sentence, 15:15, and then it continues on to 15:40.
So
I don't have a copy of that. Can you get it?
Oh, I have it. I'm sorry.
As long as you're getting it, that's fine.
No, I have it. I have it.
are you going to be doing the editing?
I would like a copy.
Yeah,
That would be helpful.
yeah, I'll make you a copy because the person doing the editing really needs to
That one
know.
has highlighting, so I should get it.
I can't. I got to go. Just take 2 minutes. I just got to run in the back and actually make a copy. Okay?
I think he's standing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'll just watch.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so take out the trust me, I don't know at one point I was saying he's bipolar, and also take out, so I used to say to him, are you bipolar? Of course he doesn't know what I meant by that.
And this whole thing is highlighted. On the right, that all starts at 15:15.
Okay. Got it? Okay, all right, very good.
And Judge, are we going to be able to address other things that were said earlier in the movie that Mr. Harmon wants us to address, things that he doesn't think that should be able to come
Well,
in?
we can, but so far most of it's coming in. All right, go ahead.
It's like it's not the same person you just had that conversation with. So I used to say to him, are you bipolar? Of course he doesn't know what I mean by that.
So kind of scared homework by myself. I read a book. I can't move from myself.
It was his daughter coming home late. She got home late from school one evening. And I was actually in the area doing some political work. And the little girl passed me not very long ago. And then I heard somebody say, blow a killing pit in them over. And when I went there, the little girl run out of the yard, run past me in the lane. And he came after her. And when he grabbed onto her, I held his hand. And I said, let her go.
I'm seeing you and my sister wicked, you know. But when you get beaten like how we get beaten.
I'm going to be honest, it is kind of embarrassing to say this, and I don't know if it causes more damage than good, but what led me to the breakup is when I learned that the dad actually molested one of his daughters. His eldest daughter came by my home with her daughter to spend a week. She told me the story of her father molesting her at age, I think she said 12, 10. And I was like frozen. I was like, I know he's abusive, I know he's that, I know he's that. I didn't know he's that. Actually not. And I said, how did it happen? And the way she outlined the story of the first event, no lie. It started one day, Daddy sent mommy to buy something at the shop, something that was already in the house, and like I think it was a beer or something, and like the mommy said, what beer in the house? And he said, no, I don't want no hot beer. I want the cold on the fridge, so go and buy a cold one. And the mommy left for the shop, and then he started from the fun to her. And it started with his fingers, up there, and it didn't happen once. And she even told me about certain comments, that you make, about her private part, when she's dressed a certain way, and say like, the way you think, buff up or fat up or, distasteful. I don't know why it is, I just came outright and said, your daughter told me what you did to her. How could you do that? I was very judgmental. To be honest, I showed no form of sympathy. I was very judgmental. I got very defensive. And he started to cry and said, at one point he said he was drunk, and then the next point he said, he never believes a female daughter. So he's actually saying he never believed the daughter was his rightful child. So he absolutely did not say it didn't happen. Alright, his daughter, that same daughter, I've told me of incidents where she takes home her school friend. And girls going to school, your friend follow you home, and he would actually make an advance. It was real, it was cruel, and it was heartless. Those are the two words I could use. Jason, his treatment towards Jason. I often leave Mandeville and have to bring and call that son and say, meet me, and offer him stuff to eat. He will be there days, and they don't offer him anything to eat. People from outside have to come and offer him something to eat.
Just be only balik for nothing to the game. I'm always beaten because I'm always doing girl here, so I'm always getting beaten. Yeah, my father always beat them in front of the class to embarrass them. Yeah, I'm always have a style like my father. I'm always giving comfort. Is it?
But one time I heard that Granville came from school at 6 o'clock, and he beat him, and then he found out that it was at a football match, but Granville didn't tell him that it was at a match. So he get very upset and said, and I said, then you couldn't let the coach call me and tell me that it was at a football match, soccer match.
And Granville after one probably Granville get it. Granville get one probably more than me.
While he was here, yes, he have shared one or two stuff with me. He shared with me when he used to go to KC and like something like if he play a match and he got an opportunity for goal. I think it's football or track and field. No, he was the one that used to play the football. And he said something like, if he should get an opportunity to score a goal and didn't, it was a problem. Father didn't. I said, you go out and score. Things like those, and if you catch them talking, like if you don't talk to a particular family, and you catch another kids and talking to anybody from that family, they will get a meeting for that, you know. There was a particular time when the sister, that is Trevor Sr., that is Granville's father, and his Granville's father's sister was Granville's aunt, had an argument. And he told Granville to go and remove the sister's electricity connection. And Granville refused. And when he realized that the sister still had electricity, he called him and said, I didn't tell you to go and remove it. And Granville said, yes. So he said, go and remove it, and Granville left. But he didn't. And when the father found out that the sister still had electricity, he gave him a fine beating. None of his baby mother can talk to her. They can only talk to that sister when him and that sister are in a good relationship. If there's an incident that causes them not to speak, they cannot speak to her either. And none of the kids can speak to her either. He was like that. If he did something, and you don't agree, you become a slave.
Granville grew up roughly, like meaning they make a bowl of porridge and tell her to drink it and you don't drink it, and beat her to drink the porridge. Granville and get beaten by wire and board, and when me and growing up, me I get beaten by board and bell.
He has never fight his father and our cousin his father. Even when his father verbally abused him and all of that. Right, maybe it would have been the referee then, because he not fight his father and he not fight him mother. But it would have been the referee. Yeah. So it affects him, because sometimes it would have come out and him sit down and put him on, you know, like this. And you know, him just take a break from our life.
Because you know his family back here is in a poor background, I would have to say, and he know where he's coming from. He know the struggles in life that he went through.
I know there was poverty. I know that. That's obvious. Where they used to live, and it is quite obvious that there was poverty.
Why is there a dog? Why is there a dog?
Because there's lots of animals that walk around there that are starving, that are, I don't know.
Okay, take out the dog.
Okay.
That's at 2503.
Yeah. We have enough death talk in this trial to last us a lifetime. We don't need to pile on with the
Wait. Just let me clarify. He's not dead. I went out and bought a thing of dog food and fed him, and he's so full that he fell asleep.
Okay. Better indeed to that story. Nonetheless, we don't need the sleeping, fully satiated sleeping dog.
Got it.
Okay? Right. He's cute.
So you understand now when he go back to the US now and he make his money, he's always even when he comes to visit the community, like when he's overseas and he come back to visit, he's always like, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to help this, he's always thinking of something to do to try to help someone else.
Because out of all the kids that his mom had, he was the one that was more outstanding in the family. In terms of quiet, his personality, have a bond relationship with them.
Don't hurt people. Yeah, don't hurt.
Judge, if I could stop it at this point, I would ask to relevance as to this woman talking that she's like his mother.
Yeah, I made that note as well. Natalie
Campbell.
Pardon me?
Oh, and I'm sorry, it's mistyped in ours.
You know how to pronounce that? Canberry? Is that Cambere? Yeah, because I made a note as well. She only talks about the mom and herself. I don't even think she references Mr. Ritchie at all. So let's play it forward, but if she doesn't even mention Mr. Ritchie, then her interview needs to come out.
And she's starting about 25:45.
People, anything, we down to earth. Them are the alright, we don't have very nice. Some smaller, some taller, very nice. Them are down to the mother stay like me.
They're hard-working ladies, Mom. His dad, he's there as
Yeah, so she doesn't say anything about Granville, the defendant. She only talks about his mom and herself. So we can take her out. Let's proceed on with Mr. Bailey.
well, but the mom put up more work ethic. And I think it's that we're getting work ethic from his mom. And she was, such a, dedicated lady.
This and my knowledge when a loving mother and a loving father and a loving relative, loving parents then. I've never seen him one time disrespecting parents. Never. His mother was this type of person who loved him and she never right back.
Hard worker, like that person stay like me. What?
So we're coming back to her.
I don't mean to. I think she thinks she was the subject of the video, day in the life video. Okay. Yeah, we're back at Natalie Canberra, and we'll proceed listening, but not for me.
It's not. It's spelled wrong in our summary.
Cambere. So we'll continue listening, but again, unless she actually mentions something about the defendant, then she needs to come out as well. I'll
Judge,
get this part.
Going back to David Bailey, again, that last part of he's saying his mom is a very hardworking lady. His dad, yeah, he is there as well, but the mom had more work ethic, and I think that is where he get his work ethic from. Is that something that he's going to stay in?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine, because he's relating it to the defendant, that's where he gets his work ethic from, is his mother.
Okay.
So that's fine, that can stay in.
And so this is starting back, this Natalie Canberra is starting back about 26:40.
Very hard for the children. Work very hard for the children. I'm very nice and love our children then.
He's normally helping them in whatever way he can. Especially his mom. He's a person that normally take care of her and, support. He's supportive. Towards his brothers and sisters as well. And to other persons who may be in need of things. He's quick to help. As in monetary-wise, yes. He buy store fuel, maintain them, giving them money and...
Well, he always call me auntie. And he's a humble youth, loving youth. And he dedicate himself to his mother. Whenever his mother's birthday come around, he will push out extra effort to give her a gift by working overtime to buy her a nice gift.
This time is so hard. So you just work your hard money and take it and give it to your family member. It's kind of hard, but he was not that kind of person.
He was a breadwinner for the family because he had a sister by his mother's side living in Portland. And in help her out also.
He was a good boy because I was thinking that he's one of the best child his mom and dad had. Because of his attitude, I always say he's one of the best. He is the best child.
He was supporting his mother. He have a brother that died. And his sister, he have a sister living in Portland. At that time, she have 4 kids. and him help her out with those kids. Him father of 4 little one. Usually go primary school, basic school, and him help them out.
When he migrated to the USA, he was the one that helped his mother. So his mother is there, and he was the one that helped his mother so she could come travel back and forth and stuff like that. He was the one when his dad was here living in Jamaica before he passed. He was the one that helped his father in financial ways, his brother as well, Trevor. When he was living in the country, he opened this restaurant and bar down at the countryside, so that his family is always thinking about his family, so they're always gonna have something that they could live after, you know? Yeah, so I know that he helped his family, I mean, I always think about them. Always.
He was bright. He was an intelligent boy. And he was ambitious driven. He was driven. Even when it don't look like it possible, he would tell and say, yes, it can happen. So that was the good thing about him. And I think that was the edge that he had. Some of them were contented that because I'm from here, it will just not happen. And they accepted that. The girls accepted that by the time I reach a certain age, I must become a baby mother, I must have a baby for a boy. And the boy mind me and the baby. You know? The guys accepted that you have to sell a little drugs or fire a gun to be able to survive or to get any form of respect from anybody around here. He was very driven. He was very ambitious. He always has some bright business plan. He's always telling me, you know, Auntie Sally, you know, say, yeah, you can look place for Sally. He's always telling me about some business plan idea that he has. And they're not way off. They make sense. You know, it's like in doing homework and how you can start and how you can manage it. You know? So he's always having some bright ideas. As I said, he was a brilliant boy growing up. And he was very respectful. He respected all people. He would say hi to everybody.
It's a real struggle because I've been living here all my life and I face everything. I see my friends die, I see crime.
Judge, we would have an objection to her talking about I have my friends and people just come in from the community and attack them, shoot them, kill them.
Okay, this is Stacy Ann Taylor, so let me just pull up her notes here. She's talking about the neighborhood. Okay, go ahead and play the next part.
Sure.
I see a lot in this community.
Okay, stop. I think that part of it is going to remain in because I will let some of the people that live in the neighborhood talk about the violence in the neighborhood as opposed to Dave, the driver. So at this point, I'm inclined to leave that in. Let's see how the rest goes. Okay?
Showing a lot of things. Granville would be over there. Granville friend was down right behind the house, right over there. I think one time Granville was going to school and think somebody from upstairs threw something and bust over Granville and threw off a little. Like from this side, Granville down there. I'm throwing off a chair and think I'm Eric boss.
Judge, we would object to this incident coming in. I don't know how that's relevant to mitigation about somebody throwing a chair at him.
I think it goes to the kind of the neighborhood, but you go ahead and tell me, Mr. Hernandez.
No, Judge, that's exactly what my point was. It goes to the neighborhood, which is very key as far as his childhood.
And I guess the concern is they're not saying like when this violence is happening. Did it happen when he actually was living there, or is it this way now? So it's kind of confusing as to when they're talking about this.
Well, this is specifically, my understanding is this is specifically when Granville was there. Someone threw a chair on his head. So he had to have been there when it happened in his neighborhood. So on this one, it can stay there. It's fine.
Which is the lower end. So, you know, we're separated in classes. I have the upper, middle, and the lower. So we consider here would be the lower class, and we're people like without a voice. So we're the one that get rejected. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that the much higher society, governments, they look down on us. So there's no opportunity here. So when a guy come out and pass a school like that, Granville pastor, trust me, it takes real brains, I'm telling you. So he's a bright young man.
Yeah, because I had my friends, and some people just came in from different community, and they attack them, shoot them, kill them, and stuff like that. So I saw my friend house behind me got burned down. They got burned down.
Yeah, this now is getting irrelevant because we don't know when this was. I mean, Mr. Ritchie's been gone, for 8 years? He's been in the U.S. for 8 years? Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. So this Stacy Ann Taylor talking about someone coming into the community and her seeing her friends getting things burned out, that's not sufficiently related to, she doesn't even mention Mr. Ritchie, and it certainly isn't a reference to a time period when we even assumed he was there.
It's just my understanding that this neighborhood was bad 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it's the same now. So information about the neighborhood now is relevant because it relates to the same situation that Mr. Ritchie lived in.
I understand, but there's got to be some nexus between what the person is reporting and the time period that Mr. Ritchie was living there. And so I don't find that this particular vignette from Ms. Taylor ties it up enough. So I'm going to sustain the objection as to this vignette of Stacy Ann Taylor.
And so that's probably going to start around 33:55. I'm sorry, 32:55.
Just for editing purposes, so I know, is the first part when she's speaking.
Back it up and let me, I don't think so, but let me back it up and see a little bit. When she starts speaking, let me just review it again.
I'm telling you. So he's a bright young man.
Yeah, because I had my friends, and some people just came in from different community, and they attack them, shoot them, kill them, and stuff like that. So I saw my friend.
Yeah, that whole portion, that vignette of Stacy Ann Taylor comes out, that particular one. Okay.
So it's probably closer to 32:50, just for time reference.
A friend house behind me got burned down. They got burned out.
See, so right now, this time it kind of rough. Kind of hard. If you don't have a chain and you don't have a door and a word, and police come see you, you're a gunman. That is the police motive.
Judge, we would argue as to relevance of time as to this testimony as well.
I really don't know what alleged police brutality during an unspecified time, how that's particularly relevant. So this vignette of Mr. Trevor Ritchie, the brother, needs to come out as well.
And that's going to start about 33:10, around there.
Them say right now them don't like getting the skin up. I'm plant a gun by and tell us say shoot out. How much you gonna say that jail right now? You never pull a trigger for police yet and police shoot them, kill them people. And say them get charged for police shooting when nothing like that happen.
Yeah, that whole part goes out.
It's a community that's often on the news about gun violence. It's what we call garrison. You know, it's some people describe it as big yard community where many people live there and share the same space. Quarrel every day,
for whatever reason. So it is actually what we call the, in our Jamaican term, ghetto. Like, you're not privy to a nice home, you know, you can't go to the supermarket, you have to go to the corner shop to buy a pound or 2 pounds of that. So they're not privy to go to the supermarket with a trolley and pick up their groceries. The ladies having 5, 10 kids, 6 kids, 6 different fathers, everybody using the same space, everybody using the same latrine, the same bathroom to shower. People can't pay electricity, they can't pay water, so they steal all of them things from JPS and Water Commission. That is what we call guys. As a result of the light.
This is the drive. I thought his name was Dave Sheldon.
Judge, are you going to let her talking about the garrison and all that?
Yes, I'm going to let her talk about the garrison, and I'm most likely not going to let Sheldon, the driver, talk about his own reflection of the neighborhood. So I'm going to watch it, but now if there are portions of the neighborhood you want to show without the commentary, that's fine, okay? But let's just continue watching. But when I was watching this, most of Sheldon's commentary is rank hearsay.
So this is starting at like 35:10.
And water. Sometimes you find that persons do steal electricity, hence they do not pay a light bill. Some do not pay a water bill likewise, some do. And the ones that do pay this bill actually pays for the ones that do not pay. Persons to have an AC unit in these, it would be a luxury. Alright, this right here is one of our water canal. This basically takes some of the water off the main whenever it comes, when we have a rainy season or not. This is basically connection to the main stream that takes the water out. Some persons, as a result of not having adequate disposal option, they basically throw the garbage also in the gully that we have right here.
Okay, so stop right there. So, we're still in the Ritchie neighborhood, correct? So, I will allow Sheldon just to discuss the canal as far as what the jury might be seeing. If this is the main canal or main waterway, and that people can sometimes use it for disposal of waste. Okay, that part's fine.
The persons that know how to get their stuff done, meaning a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, they will basically assist themselves in creating their means to survive.
Okay, stop. That part doesn't come in. So he can describe the canal and what it's used for in the neighborhood, but then when he starts opining about what people do to survive, that's his opinion. Hearsay, it's not coming in. Okay.
But you're saying that the video can continue.
Yeah, the video can continue just without Sheldon's commentary. Okay? Okay. Yes.
What time is that he starts doing his commentary?
About the plumber, that was probably at about 36:05. But she said the majority of all that's going to come out except for saying what the canal is.
Yeah, you talk about the canal, show the canal, what it was used for. People use it to dispose of their whatever. Use it, it looks like it has kind of a sewer as well as a water source. So that's fine, because he's factually describing the main water canal that goes through the Ritchie neighborhood. When he then starts opining about electricians and plumbers and other stuff, then that doesn't.
There would be a lot of pollutants, because as I was saying, some of these persons do not dispose of the waste properly. And we find that probably find dead animals also in it.
Yeah, so that doesn't come in. So
all that doesn't come in.
That doesn't come in, yes.
There's more upscale guys in here. We find that
Is this coming in?
You can, not the commentary. the photograph, the videotaping of it, but not Sheldon telling us that this is an upscale garrison and there's lots of gang-related issues.
We have a lot of family gang-related issues, family against family, friends against friends, gun runnings, weed. So it's a bit a challenge for this area that we're in. Like most of our areas that are here in Jamaica. This is actually Maxine Avenue. Back in the earlier days in the 80s, it was a very hot avenue or a road. Hot meaning a lot of gang violence and those stuff will be happening on this side. We had a shooting that we were told the other day, so hence we did not enter the area as a result of the tension. We don't know exactly who's against who and what exactly was happening. Some of them have do what.
And then again, you can show Maxfield Avenue, that's fine, but not the commentary about the shooting that just happened the other night and what's going on, because again, this defendant's been in the U.S. for 8 years, so, okay, go ahead.
Of lawlessness. What you do have with some is that they will have the D-Don, which is the area leader of the area. And having that area leader, most of the time for some of these areas, they are the one that will basically control or try to control crime. The perfect example.
Let me comment about the Don, okay? Because this is from 2011. They so that's not coming in about the Don. So you need to take out. You can continue showing him driving the neighborhood. That's fine. Take out the audio about the Don and take out that photo.
And so that's at 3725.
Yeah, was Dennis Cook. He was extradited to the US, I think, in 2010. He was one of our band here. So he would have been an example for a damship showing these guys how that it should be done. So we have quite a few gang members here. This is called St. Catherine.
Oh, that's out. Okay. Now, Sheldon's going to show us where he lives in St. Catherine, so I don't know exactly what that's relevant to. So that's probably coming out. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
This is also where I live. It's a bit of bad area also. But they have some gated communities. So based on that, it tends to feel somewhat secure, but you're still surrounded by the garrison. What the garrison basically is all about, my opinion.
This is okay to show, but no.
And that I don't know if it's a repeat or not. So we're going to completely take out the St. Catherine video and then Sheldon's commentary on that. Now we're back to the Ritchie neighborhood. I don't know if this is different video from what we've already shown, and if it's you can show it to the jury, just can't have Sheldon comment on it. What the garrison is all about, in his opinion.
It's more of a political strength. So they use these garrisons to control them, when to vote, why to vote, and based on them voting, that's when they're given this privilege, as in probably road and certain infrastructure. The upper class to middle, they don't have to basically vote to get these. These are like a given, because some of these persons are a person that has their monies and they're a bit off in society, so the politicians and whoever are in charge will ensure that these areas are well maintained. What we do in Jamaica, the areas are coded. So you have like Kingston 11, Kingston 12, Kingston 13, Kingston 20. So between Kingston 11 and Kingston 13, those are predominant in the garrison.
Okay, stop right there.
So what?
Stop. So, because I think there was a reference that Mr. Ritchie is from Kingston 13. So I will allow Sheldon to explain that there's Kingston 11, 12, 13, what those terms mean, and then that constitutes the garrison. Okay? Just that part where he's factually describing Kingston 11, whatever he is, as far as what makes up the garrison.
And that's about 3830.
An employer say a Kingston 11 or a Kingston 13, they will right off the bat know that
Okay, yeah, but stop it when he starts talking about people writing off banknotes. So once he just describes just the physical parameters of the garrison, then take out the rest of his commentary
So it'll last till about 39 minutes.
Either you're coming from Tivoli Garden, you're from Seaview Gardens, you're from Knoxville Avenue, you're from...
You're okay showing the map, or do you want them out?
I don't see the need. I mean, because at that point, I'm not going to allow the commentary. I don't know if it's got any relevance, so I would take it out. So at that point, you're just showing them a map, the jury a map of things, and so.
So it's about 3905, the maps.
Payment, because most of the garrison form the Kingston 11 and the Kingston 13 metropolitan area.
Now, go back just a moment. Was that map that he was just showing, did that show Garrison 13 on a map?
If so, yes.
Okay. Garden.
I mean, you can't read it. I think it's just the area where the
You're
garrison
from
is.
Seaview Gardens,
Okay, keep going.
you're from Knoxville Avenue, you're from
Right there.
Taylor.
The one that with the red dot is Maxwell Avenue.
You're from one of these garrisons. Either you're coming from Tivoli Garden, you're from Seaview Gardens, you're from Knoxville Avenue.
Okay,
When he's just describing all the really bad areas.
I see. Go ahead, keep going.
You're from Payment, because most of the garrison form the Kingston 11.
That's the last map. This is the last map.
Okay, keep going. I want to hear this.
And the Kingston 13 metropolitan area.
Okay, that's fine. He can explain the map, right? So he can explain the map. He can explain the different areas because this defendant is from Kingston 13. Even though we're talking about other areas, that does, my understanding is it constitutes the garrison writ large. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that's fine. So you can show the map and have him just physically explain what the jury's looking at. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. I think everything from this part on is out. Now, other than the music's definitely out, I can tell you that. And then if you would like to show more neighborhood, that's fine. But take out the music. So go ahead.
I think there's also news articles, Judge.
Yeah, we'll get to those. None of those are coming in. The video's fine so far. Okay, stop. Yeah. This is where, now, is this the shooting of his dad again, or no, is this someone else?
That was, I believe.
It was on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, that was, I think, when we flew in.
Yeah, no, because the defendant's now been gone from Jamaica for a while, so any of these recent incidents of violence in Jamaica, including the State Department travel warning, none of that's coming in. So let's keep going with the understanding it's not coming
This is
in.
40.03.
Yeah.
This also can't.
Out. Out. Okay, now, if you want to continue showing the Ritchie neighborhood, that's fine. So you can visually show the neighborhood. Go ahead.
This is at 40.22. And Judge, this Ritchie house, I just want to clarify, this is the house he lived in?
Yes.
Okay, stop. All right, so obviously no musical accompaniment, and then we take out this news article. Okay, that's gone.
40.57.
Okay, nope, out that news story. That news story is out. That news story is out. That's out. That's out. That's out. This looks like modern day Kingston. I don't know. Keep playing. It's most likely out. Actually, stop. You can keep that part in of modern day Kingston with the guy cleaning the car. That's fine. And then we go back to the Ritchie neighborhood, and again, you can show it, but I don't think much of Sheldon the driver commentaries coming in. Go ahead and continue playing.
4130, we would start back with the guy cleaning the window.
Okay.
4130.
And some turn to violence, some even turn to prostitution to earn a living, to provide for themselves and their families.
And all this, the narration's coming out, Judge.
Yes. Some of these kids do go to a prominent high school, meaning not the traditional ones. And so they are qualified. It's sometimes hard for them to get employment as a result of the address that they are from.
Okay, stop. That goes out. That news story goes out.
4230.
Okay, that goes out. That news story from April 2018. Oh, wait a minute. That was, go back.
That's the father,
That
Judge.
was the father. Now, they've already seen that, haven't they? Already
Yes.
seen that? So,
We would object to it coming in
we
again.
need to show it again. Okay, so that does go out. So go ahead. So we're
So
back
then
to-
coming back to the neighborhood is at 4247.
Okay, that comes out, whatever that news article is, or
4303.
if that news article comes out, 4310.
Is this going to come in, Judge?
I don't know. Keep going. It's just the island.
But some persons tend to lose.
We don't need the scenic overview of the Jamaican island. Take that one out. Let's go back to the Ritchie neighborhood.
So this is 4322.
Not put their biological address as in where they were born and raised. They'll probably have a family member that lived in one of these island areas in Kingston or Jamaica, and they will more likely ask a family member or a friend of theirs
And
if they can
none of
use
this
their
commentary
address
comes in.
to seek
And
employment.
stop for 1 second. Stop 1 second. Some of that neighborhood looks familiar to me, but I'm going to leave that up to you. If it's the same, if they've already seen it,
Okay.
I don't care if you show it again necessarily, but okay. All right. Keep going. We're now.
Person might be fighting in the community. He's the person
We're at 4343.
to separate that fight. He's the person to calm it down and to, encourage them not to do it. He's that kind of person.
We're back to talking about
So
the
doing
defendant,
that,
which is
he's
fine.
definitely a role model for the person to follow.
Even when what made an argument, even more. If they want an argument, even be the one to calm them down and if they do the reason with me and show certain things, they don't improve. They say, if you do that, if you do that, get a rare card, you know?
Yeah, because, all right, the club The club that I was telling you about, he was a part of that club. It was a youth club for all the youths in the community, which all of us was in, because he's elder than me. So I was in the club and everything. We go to beach trips. They put on competition. Like other community come together and we play competitions for football, play football, we play netball, we have bun eating, biscuit eating contest. He's just always that type of person to bring, because this type of area is a garrison area, it's a war type area, right? It's violence more time. So he's always like the one who like come put on, because these things, like when you put on the competition, like it's always trying to bring people together, like communities together. So they come out and they will play football and stuff like that. He's a big baller.
So I said, basically, work and those things, organize, it's hard and keep competition. And I have to speak in front.
Okay. When little kids then, in our community, we start play ball with the box. And I say, most of them they can play a ball, and then the man them play a ball on the field over across the down.
His father was a caretaker of the community. So he helped him around, and because he has the headpiece. That was a bright little boy, and because he has the headpiece, he would do the bookwork and the
understood what he was saying, and you can relate to some stuff like that. If you talk politics, you can relate. If you talk sports, you can relate. If you talk general knowledge, you can relate. It's something that I think is not a general conversation with whatever topic. You have some input and some contribution to it.
It's a youth where you can call up anytime in the community.
He is a prayer person.
Wait, what did she just say?
Go back, Judge.
Youth where you can call up anytime in the
You can call up anytime in the community. Okay, now since you're talking about the things, right? Okay, that's fine.
He's a prayer person, very quiet, and he's hardworking, and he's very manageable. And there are times he will pass, you never pass and he say morning, you always say good morning.
He would never pass and don't say good morning, good evening, hi, hello, very manageable. Even when he go to foreign and come back, and like when he visits, he will go around and greet everybody, and any little thing he have and give to them. The old people still playing football, still mix and mingle with the community.
He's loving that at some point that is describing as well as well. When you say, I'm going to remember why. He would come for the ladies. He would be at my house and come to ask me if I need a lady. I said, he must ask him, because you're the guest here. So he was so jovial and he was very kind. He hardly said no. He was very kind, and you don't have to ask him directly. You'll be here with him and say, it's a new dirty and the time let's go wash it. And so what are you going to do? He said, something here. He said, so what's to that? He said, X. And he was offered to him.
Everybody loved him. And everybody speak highly. When I said highly, and if you're a youth from the garrison and you can come out of the garrison and never pick up a gun in your life or never try to do anything bad in your community, and people can speak highly about you after you leave from the community. That is something great. But you're not finding that nowadays. Oh, because you have, alright, why I know you need the community, because you have lots of people that that used to live in this community and then they migrated to the US, they will never ever put back their foot in this community. Because people will call them and say, oh, there are people dying, oh, they're shot firing. But he was like that. If he come back today, he will be right here sitting with me, all of us speaking, everybody, walking around everywhere, greeting and meeting and giving to people. He wasn't like that. I always have to say, big him up, and that he's not like that. I always try to come back and socialize with everybody because he's a great person. I cannot emphasize how much of a good person that he is to this community. I know him all my life, and if I have one bad thing to say about that person, I will be lying, and I will be telling a lie on him. And I know that if you ask, if you go from the top of the community to the bottom of the community, you will never get a bad, you never hear something bad about that person, never. And it's not because that I know them and I have been around them. Why I'm saying it is the way how I see him operate in the community.
Most of the time on Sundays we play at the field, and he's always active in that role, trust me. You know, he even gets our sponsors from other, companies, see the talent in him, and they give him, endorsements, right? And that's all I know, because I didn't really play, but I normally sit on the audience and I watch him play on the field.
Very good footballer. He can play this sports, and you guys can soccer, he can play very well,
He was on a track team, right? Because I have this coach that saying that he's like a valid player, because he spent most of his time on football, I remember that. But he loved football, that's I know for a fact.
I always want to be like Richie. Because, as I said, he's a very good player, especially on the left foot. He can play the sport very well.
As I look at you then, so Chino will always play with me, and he's a good baller, and I said, I could play for Jamaica. Yeah, man, both foot, he couldn't use both foot. Keep ball. Never had by him. You could do a full nation and quarrel, because no one can play, but not as good as him.
Then evening time, I will start watching bigger man them play ball, which he was the main star in the community where everybody come out for watch playing football. Yeah, so the other way as my age group look up juvenile like me, get to respect in Granville and love watching him play football because he was a skillful player.
When you go to school, you come home, play football, and love youth club, and love children, love football. Anything like football, basketball, and things where in like, that, and love them things there. He was the baller of the community. He played football. Yeah. And he was this type of person that everybody could have looked up to. He didn't give trouble. He wasn't the person to say, yeah man know say I'm a troublemaker. No. Because he wasn't that type of person. He's always, even when he's old school, always working, and always he's just a positive person was a positive person in the community.
Also, a part of my youth club, run by my father.
I'm loving.
Well, growing up, small, I know him as a kind person. He's loving as well, and he's always doing good. So that's what I know him as. Whenever you see him, he's always there encouraging you to do good things, and he's friendly. So
he's always working. Always working. He's a humble youth. He never disrespect me no time. He always humble with me. Moving gentle. Grew up as a very humble youth. Humble. Nice. Calm, don't give him no trouble.
I tell us children are good, you behave when you manage, you go to school, try to help the community.
Kind, very kind. If you ask, it's there, give him. He was that type of person. He was the type of person who can't say no. He was that type of person. And you know, he don't look back for anything. He don't look back for you for anything because he was an independent type of person. So you know, he was a very kind-hearted person.
So he was like a big brother, or should I say, a strong brother?
Well, he's a skillful man. He don't mix up in foolishness. Him is just all about him work and him football. That's all. So he's a guy who will always, you will catch with any more around him as a bigger man for we guys. He don't think negative. It's always the upliftment in him about. You get me? Most likely football. Nothing to him like him football. So the first time he went away on America, yeah, all I did glad for him because I say, yeah, and next star gone. First trip he make here now, we're going to see him back and bring back some gears for him. Because you know, him was the star they all ever look up to.
He's knowledgeable in certain ways. So for him to get a job, it wasn't hard. Understand? And honestly, I don't ask him too much about his personal life. And I can tell you that he's always working. So I never get one day come home and complain about his job.
We were close as cousins, always running jokes, and he's a hard-working person.
We go to the community, God. If we come in here right now, the way people love him.
Okay.
Everybody love him more in that community. When we say love him, you love him.
So we're here to make mistakes. You understand? We're here to make mistakes. Every one of us. And even the judge themselves sometimes make some.
Judge, I would object to talking about mistakes and bad
Andre
decisions.
Miller's commentary on everyone makes mistakes. Did he even say the judge makes mistakes? Which is true, I did make a mistake today as far as the time to tell the jury to come back. But anyway, Andre Miller's commentary is out. Let's keep going.
It's about 55-45.
Very bad decision. We here who grew up less fortunate, put it that way. We try to.
Do you want this in or out?
Let me finish the rest of it.
To keep ourselves in the line of going forward and making better.
Yeah, that comes out.
You know, just to boost us and help us to understand that we are destined for more. We're getting less. So destined for more. Getting more here.
Yeah, that's just general commentary.
Good job, good education. And try to bring family out a little more, coming from, as they would say, the least of them all in terms of the less fortunate, not having. So he was trying to work as hard as he could,
Okay, stop right
as
there.
he can.
So take out his commentary where he's generally talking, but then when he goes back to talking about the defendant specifically, then that part can come back in.
About 56-40 is where you can keep it. Roughly.
Yeah, he starts to talk specifically about the defendant.
And just to ensure that he could better himself and the family as well.
From teenage coming up, I remember he's always, encouraging me. He's full of encouragement and always saying that, life itself is not easy. You have to put in that effort and that determination. And with that, understand with that recipe, you get some area success is concerned. So I remember back that time I was a teenager. And even up to now, in adult stage, I remember when he was back and forth. He was here in Ireland when he was up here working. He used to come back here and he's saying to me that, the more you give someone with that willing heart, the blessing will return to you in such abundant way.
Is that coming in the very end, Judge?
I don't know what in the world it's relevant to. So, do you have it on video where he's just saying it without accenting it with the words?
We had to have had the video originally.
Yes. So what is it that you're just?
Not asking the word, just keep doing it the way you've done everybody else's.
As opposed to accenting the sage advice of the defendant, just, I would be fine with just showing, continuing the comment of the witness about what the defendant said.
Judge, two other areas I wanted to address around 9 minutes under Renika Sulale. It's on page 2, the bottom of page 2. She says, I don't know about Gloria, but one time I know he hit her here. She was talking to some guy and he hit her in her face. I'm not sure if that's something that she actually saw, or this is something she heard that she's talking about.
It can stay in. It goes more towards the purported violence in the household.
And Judge, lastly, around the 21-minute mark, just up on the top of the next page, she's talking about something she heard, not something she actually saw. One time I heard that Granville came home from school at 6 and he beat him, and he was at a football match, but Granville didn't tell him he was there, so he got very upset.
It can stay in.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, may I ask?
Yes.
I just realized that if they're going to be sitting there, there's no way they can read that text.
If they're going to be sitting where?
In the box, and we're going to be showing it if it happens. Can I increase the text on the video so that it can be read?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay. Is that it for today? Yes? Okay. Very good. See you at 9 a.m. tomorrow.